Hi, it's Simon, and it turns out I've been using Notion wrong for months. Why? Well, I've been stuck in the past, failing to see how easily Notion AI and some other quick shortcut features can massively save us hours and optimize our workflow. Now, like me, you might have been dubious as to how usable AI actually was in Notion. After hours of experimenting, these are the best ways to use it that actually work, saving you time and improving the quality of your work in Notion. So let's start to harness those hidden powers of Notion to make your Notion Workspace, LifeOS template, wink, or Notion Second Brain both easier to use and more powerful. I mean, these days it can even talk to you. Stick around for that. And thank you to Shortform, my other secret productivity tool, for sponsoring this video. This first one is a very exciting discovery for me. The new AI database properties are great and can help you a huge amount, but often feel a bit generic and meaningless when used as a simple summary, unless you embrace how to customize them. Let me show you then some amazing examples that have been big news for me with how I've been using Notion AI to manage my YouTube video creation, from scripting through to managing projects with collaborators. So if we click to my content manager, you'll see all of my current videos, including the one we're working on. And this is where I run my channel. Now, at the moment, I'm working on creating a help bot for my LifeOS template users to assist them, something that can direct people to the relevant Notion videos in my library, which is here, that link to specific templates I mentioned. For example, right down here, I have all of my published videos with the links. Notion AI has helped this massively in the content manager. So if we click on my simplified Notion LifeOS tool, you'll see that I have here a AI content summary tool. This was generated by AI. It is summarizing the title of the video, it's putting the URL, an intro to what happens, talking about what I cover, and saying why people should watch. If I click in here and we edit the property, we have an AI autofill. And within this, I can list a custom autofill. So please do the following. Write the video title and URL, then summarize the content of the following sections, and then finally a subheading of why to watch, and share some information on why people might enjoy watching it. So what that's actually doing is down here, we have in scripting, we have the hook and setup here that I wrote as a script, and we have a list of everything that I cover in the video planned out when I did my tour of this simplified LifeOS that I made. And it's summarized all of those details. I've also created a property which is a custom autofill, and I've listed in here what to generate. You're an expert in SEO, create a YouTube description for the video, and it can actually generate things as well. Let's give it a go. You'll see it is writing out the video title. It's suggested some sections and it's given me some keywords. That is a huge amount of work for me normally, which I can now work from in that video, and I'm ready to rock. So if you wanted to do this, you would simply create whatever database that you want. You would select a new property, and you have these options up here for AI keywords, translation, custom autofill, and AI summary. I think this one is really powerful. So if in my content manager, I wanted to add a new one, let's say I wanted keywords for each, I could select the AI keywords option. You can see more details about it, what to generate. Let's try it. And you can see in here, we now have, if I wrap the column, a list of keywords. So this could be great in a larger system. Maybe you'd want to use it in a journal, and you could add in keywords into the system and do it all automatically. But even more remarkable, for a while, I found that Notion AI could actually go further than this. So if I open up this iPad accessories video, there's my content summary as we've set, but below it, I've got this, a final video description, and it seemed, strangely, that it would reach outside the system. It has since weirdly stopped working. So this is an unconfirmed bit of info, and in fact, occasionally Notion AI has raised an error saying it couldn't look at external URLs. But take a look at this example. What I've done with this, if we look at the property, final video description, it says, using the URL property link, please find the video description for that link on YouTube and share the text from that video description in this property. And it's genuinely done that. This is the description for my video, listing everything into it, including all of my links to the products. If I now jump to the YouTube page, there it all is. There's all the information that we listed in it. So leave me a comment below if you found any other unexpected use cases, and do give this a go and let me know if it works for you. I've also used the key info option to list key topics on my clippings and notes pages, and love the summary feature for journaling templates to summarize each entry in a gallery view. So I've been using this in my Notion Essentials template. So I've got all these different templates. You can put the template in, fill it out, and then you will see the summary of what you've written in here. But for example, maybe you wanted to create a AI categories thing. We could add a property here, new property, and we'll do AI keywords, multi-select, and let's call this AI category, something like that. Save the changes, try on this page. And if we now show it in here, there you go, it's coming up. And you can add really quickly AI keyword summaries into the system. You can check out my Notion Essentials templates via the link below if you want to try any of these out. Now, use case number 2 for you LifeOS and Second Brain users is that these summary properties get even cooler if we use AI from Notion alongside Save to Notion to summarize clippings. So if we jump to a web page, you can download the Chrome extension for Save to Notion, and you can create these forms, right? Which are rather good, and it will link things in and include stuff in. So what I want to do is I'm going to add a new property to that database. Let's add a new property, and we'll make that a simple AI summary. How about this? Summarize in bullet points the key information and lessons from the page material, and reference any other possible pages in my workspace that could be relevant to it. So I'm going to save that there. And what we'll do is we'll jump to here, back to our page and our Save to Notion option. I'm going to add a new field in here, and I'm going to find the AI summary option. There it is. And we want to put all of the content. Web page content is going to go in. I'm going to save it. So it's web page content. It's all ready to go. And maybe I will give this a status of on reading list so I can update it all in there. Then you save it to your workspace. And now if we jump back, there it is. So there's all the information. If we then get that to do its thing, it summarizes everything within that page. This is a brilliant use of AI to clean up the way you look at your information. So Notion AI is $10 for the add-on, but if you see the value, that is an amazing deal. Okay, so that's cool, but we can go further and actually talk to your workspaces to explore all the knowledge within them. More on that later in the video. But first, let's look at a few of the latest quick and simple tricks that I've found that can also speed up how you use Notion, not just AI. So my favorite new feature has got to be this. If I go into my sidebar and I want to open something in a new tab, press Command and then click it, and it opens it in a new tab. That is super brilliant. And on that note, if I want to reference a page ever or get the link for it, Command L will copy it to your clipboard. So that means if I go back into here, Command V, mention the page, you can very quickly create yourself a little menu using @mentions, or this is just a great way to share pages with people that you're working with. And finally on this list is number 3, AI tables and databases. This one up here was created by creating a simple table and then turning it into a database. So to shortcut that first part of the building process when you want to get a new bespoke Notion database created, this is a fantastic trick. The quickest way to get into AI is just to press space, and I can write what I want. So I might say, create a table of the top classic motorcycles from the UK and Europe. Let's see what that does. There it goes, year of release, best features, reference URL. It's creating the table and filling it out. Of course, you would want to probably do a little bit more work on this yourself, but look how fast it's creating this. Let's say it's done. I'm then going to click on the side panel here, click turn into database, and just copy these into the columns. And this one, we will edit the property and turn it into a URL. And we will delete this. So it's a bit flawed, but you get the idea. Another great tip with AI here is create yourself a database template, edit the template, and create yourself in here a custom AI block, and then that will generate what you need into the page. Let us know what your favorite Notion shortcuts are in the comments so we can all learn from each other. And while you're there, give me a thumbs up. So that's got you saving some time in Notion, but it doesn't mean much unless the work you get done is actually meaningful. So next, we'll look at some Notion AI features that can improve the quality of your work. Before that though, I want to show you another app I've used for years alongside Notion to improve my learning and knowledge, Shortform. And it's got its own AI features that have supercharged it even further. Now, if you don't know by now, Shortform is my favorite solution for recapping and discovering the key ideas in non-fiction books, in advance of reading them, of course. And they cover a range of subjects like productivity, creativity, and entrepreneurship. It's more than a summary tool though, and that's what's particularly cool. It offers additional insights, interactive exercises, offering further perspectives on what you read. I've recently finished reading The Procrastination Cure by Damien Zaharides, a super useful book on understanding why we procrastinate and waste time. Another way to make sure you can get more done with less alongside these tricks. But Shortform has an AI Chrome browser extension of its own, and it's particularly accurate compared to others that I've tried. Now, I'm finding it genuinely useful as a research tool to improve the quality of the content that I create. It has fundamental features many AI extensions like this should, generating high quality summaries for anything on the internet, from emails to videos, listing the key ideas and simplifying long and complicated topics. But what I really like about the Shortform AI is the fact that it also offers additional sources that are linked to give an opportunity to learn further and gain well-rounded understandings on the subjects. Access to the AI extension is free, but with limited accessibility, and full capabilities are available with the premium subscription to Shortform. New and existing paid premium users gain full access to the extension and Shortform's high-quality non-fiction book guides. So give it a try. You can actually get a 20% discount to a Shortform premium subscription, which includes that unlimited access to the AI via my link, shortform.com/bettercreating. So thank you very much to Shortform for sponsoring this part of the video. Right, back to Notion, and these next sections are about improving the quality of your work, better collaboration. This is another way that I've been using Notion wrong, not embracing the collaboration tools, even in a personal workspace. First, remember that you can invite guests by clicking share up here, and you can do it for free. So when you jump up here, you can find someone's email. So let's say I wanted to invite Tom here. If I click add and invite Tom, it will also ask you if you want to add him to your workspace. Don't do that because you will end up paying for them as a member. Always skip that, but you can still give them full access to the page, which is rather good. The joy of that is that you can share pages, and then anything within those pages, those people can see as well. So for example, if you were using, say, my Life OS, and you shared the Life OS with a person, they would be able to access all of the databases within that template, and you could start using it as a shared workspace for free in Notion, as long as you don't add them as a member. Recently, I've been doing a complete audit of my company, my work, my channel, and so on and so forth with an amazing company called The Generalist Co. We're doing a huge amount of work, but what's really cool is that we're actually doing some commentary on things. I really think you should start embracing the use of comments with people. The best way to do this is to, for example, highlight a subject and then just click comment. By using a @mention, I can find my colleague Debs, and I can say, just showing the audience how to use comments in Notion, and send it. And then people can reply underneath. And once it's completed, you can resolve it and it will disappear. I've always avoided it, but it's actually an excellent way to work with a guest collaborator. Did you know that you can use AI to generate visual data? Here's a little example. I've created this prompt: create a pie chart using Mermaid, which is a chart creation system. You have to name the type of chart you want. So I'm going to copy that, paste it into AI, and press enter. And watch this. It will create the pie chart using Mermaid. So if you can find a way to insert data and update that yourself, this is a great quick way into learning to use Mermaid and have data visualization in your workspace. Give it a go. And finally, chatting with your Notion workspace. Now, a lot of people down here might see this little button, or you might see a sign up to the waiting list. I recommend doing it because you can try this on a free account. So this is the AI system. So look, it says, "Hi Simon, ask me about anything in Better Creating. I'll find the answer and be able to help you do things." I've only just realized the power of this. It's like having a personal researcher within your workspace that can help you find things and do a lot of stuff. What makes this special and different to something like ChatGPT is that Q&A bases all its answers on the information in your workspace rather than the wider web. This is a super powerful use case for it because it will only look for things that you've got and not go wider. So number one, you could search your knowledge base or project back catalog. So what should we say about what do I know about the para method? First of all, what it's doing is finding the references, and then it will actually give me some direct answers. Now, if you don't know about Para, it's a system to manage your projects, areas, resources, and archives within something like a second brain. Now, you can see that it's found a number of different sources here, and you can see it is showing me also the link to the file. So I can jump to it and go back to that same file where all the information was. This is super powerful, this combination of citation and answering. But what we could also say is, what videos have I created on the subject? Check the content database. Now, it's not as accurate as finding something within a database yet, and it also can't recognize if you say current page whilst in beta, but it has done a little bit of work here. Look, my Notion Life OS second brain and a beginner's guide, and it will show me some of those things. Not bad. Now, what's really nice about this window is that it will stay with you as you navigate. So if I go to other pages, I can continue to look at this, meaning that it kind of has a memory and I can work with it as I move through my system, which I think is really powerful. But the great thing about this is it also works within a page using Ask AI. So if we look at my script and find Save to Notion in here, we were talking about earlier, I can ask AI, what do I know about this? And I can say, look, you can see where I've mentioned it in a document. In fact, it's in this one. And I can also see that I've talked about it in various different places. If I jump to my knowledge and clippings, I can see my books here. If we jump into, say, the 4-hour work week, we can find some various quotes that I've taken from Readwise and my Kindle to drop it in there. Now, let's say that I wanted to take a look at an idea within this, something like money. I can ask AI, what materials do I have on this subject? For a lot of the time, this is really super powerful. You've got to be precise about how you use it. And to be honest, whilst this is a great answer, it's got stuck on the current page. So I'm actually going to give it a thumbs down. There you go, and I fed back to Notion. The next example for using Q&A in this is about creating proposals for projects or outlines based on your wider knowledge base. So I can ask the Q&A system to draw on my existing content to create an informed outline. For example, I'm going to try this. You're an expert in online education and social media. Create a proposal based on my recent video scripts and YouTube projects to propose an outline for a video course called Part-Time Productivity 101. Let's try it. So what's really interesting about this is this has referenced a number of things. Now, I think this is a brilliant example of how far you can take this. It's given me an introduction, brain dump, time management, habits and getting things done, minimalist, productivity, blah, blah, blah. And it's referencing a number of things that I've created. So I've got my Skillshare course that I'm planning. It's also looked at a video where I talked about this. It's also found future projects that I was planning, how to stop procrastinating an old video, and it's got a complete Notion productivity in 60 seconds. So it's referencing all of those kind of key systems that I've used and bits of writing and turned it into that. I'm going to be using that to create myself a Skillshare course and work into it. So if you already have paid for the Notion AI add-on, you should have access to Q&A already. If not, just refresh your workspace. But also do check if you have the option as a free user. You probably do, and you can use it for a limited number of entries. Finally, be aware of the limitations of the current Q&A system in the beta version. It can occasionally not find information, so just give it a thumbs down and feedback if it's not right. and that'll help them improve it. It's not great also at finding complete collections of pages if you ask to find everything on a subject. It doesn't always do the full list. And at the moment, it can't search just within the current page. It doesn't know what that means. Finally, new data that you've added to your system might take around 30 minutes to be indexed before the system can reference it. So far, we found a bunch of use cases that make Notion AI worthwhile to save you time and improve what you do. But there are a ton of ways that you can turn Notion into the perfect personalized productivity setup. Say that in a hurry. To do that, definitely get over to bettercreating.com/downloads for my free and complete LifeOS template systems. And you should watch this video next for a tour of the most accessible Second Brain LifeOS template I've created, or this one for some customization tips to make Notion your own. Click on my face to subscribe, and I'd better get back to creating. See ya.